live on Facebook. I'm so excited today, so excited. I've got my family. We are going live to the UK. We're going to be talking to my family, my nephews, my nieces, and my son. I'm so excited that people are here. Waiting for a few people to come on. So my name is Carol. This is Conversation with Carol. And today, one of the things that we're going to talk about is the power of family in challenging times. And the truth be told, we are in some seriously challenging times at the moment. These last few weeks have been pretty horrendous. People have lost lives, people have lost businesses in some cases, people have gone through some really challenging times. But you know what? One thing that stands firm is our love of God, our love of family, and our love of friends. And so I'm really excited today. And I know there's a lot of people that are waiting to meet my family. So I'm really excited. We're going to go across to them now. I've got lots of questions for them. And we're going across right now on Instagram. And we're going across right now. Hey, guys. Woo! We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. Woo! Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
How are you?
Okay, I need to put down my volume on 1. Just give me a second because there's some feedback. Okay. Put down your volume on one of your devices, please, on the iPad.
Yeah, it should be done now.
Okay. So guys, any of you that are watching on Facebook, on Facebook or on Instagram, can you please give me a thumbs up if the sound is okay? We just want to check that the sound is okay. Someone's on Facebook saying, seeing you everywhere. One of my friends, Yinka, is seeing me everywhere. So it's good to see you. So guys, why don't you introduce yourself so everybody can know who you are?
Hello, I'm Tasha. I am 20. I'm a university student. I study events management. And yeah.
Okay, there's still a little bit of feedback.
What I was
2
doing.
seconds.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay.
Just sorting out the sound.
Okay, is that better? No, it's not happening.
Okay, that's much better. No. There's feedback still. The sound is okay on Facebook, I think.
I don't want to.
Okay, so those of you that are coming on board, thank you. It's so good to see you guys.
Thank you.
We're going live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. This is Conversation with Carol. And we are live with my amazing family in the UK. My nephews and nieces and my son, which I'm really excited about.
Okay.
We're just trying to sort out the sound situation.
Is that better?
I'm hoping so. All right, so I'm hoping that the sound has been resolved. It's okay from my end. And I'm waiting for thumbs up on Instagram. If you can let me know that the sound is okay at your end, that would be great. Lovely, thank you. It's great to see all these people coming on board. Wow, awesome. So guys, introduce yourselves to my Instagram family and my Facebook family.
Hey, I'm Tasha. I'm 20. I'm a university student and I study events management.
And she bakes the best cakes in the world.
True.
Just saying.
I'm Miles. I'm 22. I work in the gym.
And he's a good DJ.
He's a good DJ, very good DJ.
And he's a great DJ. Miles, I've got some questions for you. You will enjoy answering these questions later, I'm telling you. All right, next.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm 23 and I'm a teaching assistant in an SEN school.
She takes after me, guys, working in education. Just saying, not only does she look like me, well, she doesn't, she looks like a mum, but you know, what can I say? And
Hi, I'm Sian. I'm 16. I'm the youngest and I go to school.
I have a YouTube channel.
that's the babe. Well, you don't go to school at the moment, though, darling.
I do
That's
my
good.
spare time.
Yeah.
And
Hi, I'm James. I'm Carol's son. I'm 29. Wow, 29.
wow,
29.
wow! Don't say that. You'll give it away.
Oh, I know. But I
Look
don't
how
look it.
beautiful and young I look.
All right. 29 and I work in sales. And what am I good at? I like playing football.
Okay,
Running a lot.
fantastic. Fantastic. So welcome everyone. So today we're going to be talking about the power of family in challenging times. And I have to say that in my experience, I've been through lots of challenges in my life, especially in the last 5 years since I've been away from my family in Nigeria. And honestly and truthfully, it is these guys that keep me sane. It's their messages, it's their video calls, it's their laughter, it's their jokes and gists that I see all over the place. And one of the things that I love about this is the next generation. And this is what is so encouraging to me, because these guys are so much better than me and my sister were. You know, you've got wisdom beyond your years. And so I'm really excited about today. I'm really excited to hear from you. And I've got lots of questions. I hope you're ready.
Yeah, bring them
I hope
on.
you're ready. So
Yeah.
who am I going to start with? I'm going to start with, let me go to my notes. James, I'm going to pick on you because you're my son.
Okay.
Let's get started with you. So, James, you've been raised as an only child, right? So when I left to come to Jamaica, to come to Nigeria, I know you were already an adult, but you were kind of living on your own. You went from living with me to living on your own. So what was it like when you moved in with this huge, crazy family and these mad cousins that you have? How did you make that transition? What did you learn? What did you learn about living in a big family, and what did you learn about yourself?
Okay, cool. So that's like a two-part question. So I'll try to answer the first part, and then remind me of the second question. I'll answer that in a sec. So
Okay.
yeah, when I first moved in, it was a bit overwhelming. Being a single child, having so much space and so much time for yourself, it was a bit overwhelming. We talk about this at the dinner table all the time. We will say like how almost withdrawn I was initially, and as time went on, with the love and obviously with the friendship and fellowship that we have, it's almost like now I can't be by myself. I always have to have at least one of them around me, like that, to the stage where yeah, I'm like, so where is everyone? Like when I'm by myself, I'm like yesterday. Was it yesterday or Tuesday?
Today.
No,
When I
it
was
was-
tuning up, and he was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like, even today I was like, I don't know what to, I mean, 2 days ago they all went out. I think they all had something to do, and even my auntie was out as well. And I was literally by the in this house by myself. I was like, so what do I do now? Kind of thing. Like I was like, don't watch a movie. It's just a weird concept, and that's what happens when you go from like single child into a family, especially like ours as well, because we're not only family with friends. So it benefits all of us, you know. What was the second part again?
She's pregnant.
Oh, Nigeria.
Someone
said
Barlow.
Swap.
Oh, so yeah, it's Chris. Oh, don't freeze.
This is awkward.
I
Jasmine.
think we're still live here though.
Yeah, me too.
We are still out.
I don't know about Facebook. Hi Facebook, if you can still see on Instagram.
Hi Instagram. Hi Jasmine.
Hi Jasmine.
Chris, what's going on? Oh,
Oh, she's gone.
Everyone's saying that this lab keeps pausing. Oh my god.
something.
Jess.
That's it.
Interesting.
I don't know how to work.
This is a problem with no. Is it froze?
Oh, so
Okay.
just tell us there.
So we're just talking.
Yeah. We'll wait till she contacts.
Hey girl, how you doing? I
Mm.
think the second part of your question was what have you learned about yourself being in a big family?
Okay, cool.
James, go on the homepage. Oh. Yep, now start.
James, I'm so sorry about that. We're in Nigeria and the networks are not always fantastic. So just give me a minute to get you back up on Instagram.
Okay, so we've just
We're
sent
just
a-
waiting for you to come live.
we've just-
Okay, great.
Well,
Great.
right.
Okay, you're coming on Instagram shortly. So guys, sorry about that. We were kicked out. Nigeria, internet, not reliable.
No.
This is Conversation with Carol, and today we are talking to my family in the UK, my nephews, nieces, and my son. And I'm really, really excited to be sharing this with you. A little bit nervous, but I think it's because they're with me today. Today we're going to be talking about the power of family in challenging times. And we're going across to them. I'm going to be asking them a few questions. We've already done the introductions for those people that were on board already. So welcome to those of you that have come back. It's good to have you. So James, you were raised as an only child.
Yeah.
And when I came to Nigeria, we were living together. You'd been to university, you'd come back from university, and you went from living alone to moving in with your crazy cousins, this big family, and you'd never lived with a big family before. So what did you learn, and what did you learn about yourself during that time?
Okay.
What and also a third part that I forgot is, what challenges did you face?
Okay, so to cover the challenges, I think before it cut off just a minute ago, I started covering it. And basically, challenges were going from a single household to like a big family, and obviously everyone's got so much energy in here, so it's a bit overwhelming for me at the start. But I would say would you agree that's probably the biggest challenge for me? Like
Getting involved.
Getting
figuring out
involved.
your place.
Yeah, like, there'll be certain situations where they'll be having dinner, and I would decide to go for a run when they're having dinner. But subconsciously, I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was doing it.
Yeah.
Like, but because I didn't understand. Obviously, Mum, you was working a lot as well. We didn't always have dinner together other than Christmas. So, but getting used to that was a bit different. But I think what I've now really like as I was saying before, like now I can't deal with not having one of them around when I'm at home. Like that's a good thing about having 4 other personalities in the house, is that when I need something,
personalities.
Exactly. Like I'll get something different from Miles that I get from Sian, different from Tasha than I get to Vanessa. So and that's the beautiful thing is about this household. It's not always perfect, but we never ever let anything go on for too long. Ever. Like it's unheard of. I think the longest argument might have been like maybe 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. And, you know what I mean? And then we kind of like we'll resolve it somehow, or someone else will have to we've got Vanessa
Intervene,
mediate. Vanessa's like the best at that. Like if we all have issues or something, we'll all tend to go to her first, and she'll mediate. But that's kind of we know who to go to, and like depending on what we need, kind of thing.
All right, guys, just hold on 1 second, because I've just been told that there's still an echo. So
Okay.
Can you help me to make sure that your volume has turned right down?
Okay, is that better?
Hopefully.
This keeps going up every time I turn it down.
I don't think it will let you mute it.
Do you think I should mute this one?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
One sec, Mum. Sorry about this.
Wait.
The iPad's ahead of the laptop.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, we're just sorting.
How's that
Just
now?
trying to sort out the volume.
Is that better?
How's that better now, Shagun?
Turn all the way up, okay?
Is that better? Let me know anyway. Let me know if that's okay.
Mum, I think it's on your side, if I'm honest.
Okay, I think I've got it the wrong way round.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's better. I hope that's better anyway. So, okay, good, perfect. No echo, brilliant, fantastic, good. All right, sorry to interrupt. So we'll go on. Let's move on because of time. We're trying to do this in an hour, so we'll try and get as much done as possible. So Vanessa, who's the oldest after James, she's the oldest niece. Last year, this is quite serious. We all went through a really, really traumatic experience when Mum, my sister, had brain surgery. You and James were the oldest in that situation. How did you cope during that season? And you know, particularly, we can relate it to what people might be going through right now. You know, people that have got people in hospital and risk of losing life and that sort of thing. How did you go through that season as a family, and what challenges did you face, and how did you manage to overcome those challenges? By the way, guys, she's fine. She's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Thank God. We thank God that she's absolutely fine. But how did you go through that? Because I know you kind of led the charge as you played your mum's role as being mother hen, didn't you?
Yeah, I feel like we're quite blessed because we kind of all very interconnected brainwave wise. So it's like even before mum's surgery, we were always connected. I definitely think that after though, it made us closer. It forced us to kind of understand the unwritten rules of one another. So there's certain things that we didn't have to talk about. We kind of just knew that we needed. But I think naturally, I just went into kind of like a nurture mode. So I kind of took everything that I had learned up until that point, everything that like I'd been taught from mum and whoever else, and I kind of just tried to figure out what everyone's needs were and like catered to those needs. Because as you said, it wasn't, although it was mum who went through the surgery and mum who probably had the most traumatic experience, not probably. It was a lot for all of us as well. In our culture, especially, you know that when people are sick, loads of people come around. There's kind of a community sense of it. So we kind of had to cater to those people as well and how they were dealing with it. So I don't know. I think I coped by making do with what was around me. If that makes any sense. So I used the different resources that I had around me. If one day it was James, then it was James. If one day it was Miles, it was Miles. If it was people at work, for example, even, I kind of just used the people that were in my life and the different resources that we had. And yeah, I feel like we definitely have grown.
How did you all cope as a family? Like Sian, you were the baby at that time. How did you cope with how did you cope with it? How did it make you feel?
I think it was a rush of emotions, especially at the beginning, because I think there was so much going on. I had my GCSEs, I had stress with that, and then mum got ill, and I'm not used to I think all of us can say we're not used to mum not being okay. That doesn't happen very often. So when it did happen, it was like a shock, a massive culture shock. And unlike, I would say, Nessa and Tasha the most, and James as well, I think with me and Miles, it took us a lot longer to understand the fact hey, mum's not okay, so we need to pick up here or pick up here or pick up here. And especially with me, I think it was just, there was a lot going on at the same time. I kind of went into a mode where I was like, I don't talk to anyone ever. Everyone leave me alone. I don't like you. I don't like. But I think after 2 weeks of mum having her surgery and her not being okay, I learned to depend on people a lot more. I'm usually very cooped up. I keep my emotions to myself. But I learned in that situation to depend on all of them a lot more. So yeah, I think that's how I just by leaning on each other, to be honest.
Where's Tasha gone?
I'm coming back, sorry. We had a bit of a problem with the Instagram. Wait,
Tasha's our entrepreneur and our business guru. So Tasha, you've recently gone to university. You took a break after school, after doing your A-levels. You took a break, and I'm very, very happy to say that after that break, you went back to university. And you're living away from home. How are you coping with that? You're doing the opposite of James.
So it's been weird. Especially when I first went. It's weird because it's the first time I've ever had my own room, so even that is a big adjustment. And I found that I don't quite do it how most uni students do it. So I come home every weekend. It's only an hour away, so it's not too bad. But I'm home every Friday. I go back Sunday nights, and everyone's like, "Don't go, don't go." And I'm like, "I don't want to, but I have to." But it is quite, in a weird way, it's quite nice to have the space. I think it's I miss them so much, and I look at Snapchats and I'm like, what are they doing without me? And like, it's a weird amount of like, I feel like I'm missing out a little bit, but I think it's forced me to do a bit of growing. So there's so many things that, even in terms of like keeping up a household, because there's so many people here, there's so many things that I don't have to do because someone else will catch the ball.
Like dish days.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah, dish days,
Whereas
yeah.
when you live by yourself, or I live with my best friend, it's like if I don't do it, or if she doesn't do it, who will do it, sort of thing. So it forces you to grow up in a different way. So I definitely value the growing that I've done.
Right.
But I miss them loads really bad. So yeah, and sometimes like Sian or Nessa will come up on weekends, and the boys are going to show up.
Miss them.
Yeah, I miss the all of those and
You miss,
so much.
you miss the crew.
That's so good. That's so good. I'm so good. So pleased. And how? Listen. When I last came home, you promised to make me cakes. And you didn't.
How, listen,
And then I see this gorgeous
Echo cake. I am
so
so
disappointed.
disappointed. But hey, you've got to promise that next time I come home, you're going to make me an amazing cake.
Promise.
Promise.
For sure.
100%.
100%. 100%. Now I have to work very hard on this figure of mine.
So,
Sian,
Yeah.
Sian,
Yeah.
Cece.
Cece is the
This
baby.
is the baby of the pack. But guys, she's just started her own YouTube channel.
First of all, Sian, tell
So
us
first of all, Sian, tell us about your YouTube channel. Let me push you up because I know people want to join and watch you.
YouTube channel. I wanted to start YouTube for a long time. I'm doing like a whole introduction. I wanted to start YouTube for a really long time. And I recently wasn't able to do my GCSEs because of obviously COVID-19. And I guess this time really just inspired me like to be productive and to start something new and to try something new. I think everyone's tried something new. Tasha started baking again. Vanessa's reading so much more. James is still working, so not necessarily with him, but he's been going on these crazy like 13-mile jogs, which is insane. Miles has started DJing, so we've all kind of picked up something new and started something new. And I guess this is kind of just my thing. I've been wanting to do it for ages, so it's just my excuse, but it's just about spreading positivity for young females, especially in my generation, to not conform to the ideas of society and to not be like everyone else and to be confident enough to be their own individual, because I know a lot of females feel the pressure of these crazy people with their fake bodies or even with their real bodies, but or their fake hair or all this makeup and everything. They feel like there's pressure to be a perfect idea of someone, where I believe and there isn't an idea of, there is no perfect. It's about being the best you can be, and that's kind of what I'm trying to promote. Positivity for young girls and boys, but especially young females.
That's a good answer.
So that brings me to my next question. You're the baby of the pack. And I have to say that I have spent, especially on my last visit, I spent an awful lot of time talking to you. And I was actually so surprised about your maturity and about your sense of knowing who you are. And so I guess what my question is, what are the benefits of being in such a family and being the baby of the pack?
Okay, so you've probably all heard the phrase like raised by a village. I am the perfect definition of that, whether it's by them or by you or by people in church or by my mum's friends or by my dad or by literally by anyone. I'm like a mixture of what everyone is, or like the best and worst parts of each person. And like they've all molded me with the help of like you and Jay, but mum and these three especially have really molded me into the person I am. So if you put me with Tasha, we'll get along, but we'll fight like cat and dog. Put me with Nessa, we'll get along, but we'll fight like cat and dog. It's because we're so similar that we bring out the best and worst of each other. But definitely, I think the best bit is I'm such an outgoing character, and I think it's because of being in such a big family and being the youngest. You have to just find your voice and speak up, otherwise you'll never be heard. I think that's my favourite bit about being the youngest of us five. I can't be quiet. So in any situation I go into now, I'm always vocal. I find it easy to make friends. I'm confident. I find it easier to be a leader because I've been around such strong people my whole life. It's just something that is natural to me. So it's definitely helping me in all aspects of life, being the youngest, and I do not ever want to be the oldest ever.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. And, you know, it's so lovely for me to watch all of you, including James, because I've always said, you know, as a child growing up, I was very shy, and you know, I'm getting so many comments on Instagram for James, run here for James.
That's awesome. Yeah. Alan, I see you. Right. Alan, I see you. Cool. Yeah.
So for me, it's lovely to watch you because I grew with, you know, I was really shy and I was really quiet. And even growing up, you know, even when you guys, oh dear, somebody's
Sorry.
phone is
Yeah.
Put your phone in front of you.
Carry on. Sorry.
So even when you were younger, I really wasn't that confident. And it surprises me sometimes that I can stand in front of thousands of people and speak and do public speaking and training and that kind of thing. And I've always said that watching you is, you know, part of education is about watching the next generation come up and be better than you are. And I'm as you can see, I've not stopped smiling since you've come on board because I'm so proud of all of you. But let's move on because I'm aware of time. James, coming back to you.
Yeah.
What? Where's he gone?
He's in the room.
The dog came in. Sorry. Carry on. I'm here.
Okay, so Jay, some people may or may not know, some people over here, some of my people in Nigeria may not know that I was actually born in Jamaica. I'm of Jamaican heritage. And we as a family, we go to Jamaica quite a bit, quite often. So when we travel to Jamaica to visit family, how close do you feel to your extended family and how has that impacted on your life?
Oh, it's a tough question. The thing is, we've always kind of grown up with each other. I've got extended like cousins literally all over the world. So it's you. I don't really know how to answer that because it's like it's a bit of an interesting one to answer, to be honest.
Okay, let me make it more specific, right? When we go, we're mostly going to see Aunt Zeta, who is my grandaunt, your great grandaunt. Currently just celebrated her 92nd birthday. How has she impacted on your life? And obviously, by extension, I want to take this opportunity to mention your nan as well, who has passed away. But how have they, as the older generation, how have they impacted on your life? And it's for James, but also if anybody wants to make a contribution, I would love to hear your views on that.
Yeah, I can start and answer that. Now, obviously, being of mixed heritage, all of us, I mean, we're all mixed with different things. It's important to know our culture. And obviously our culture and our background is a lot surrounding family and again, fellowship and almost religion as well to a certain extent. And it builds respect. So from a young age, I knew about respect and how having to speak to certain people in a certain way. So someone like Aunt Zeta, like even, you know, when she kind of goes, I know that my kids will know her teachings, and same with Nan. Like we all know her teachings, and I still cook the same kind of way that Nan cooks. So often we'll have dinner here, and I'll cook the same kind of chicken. They're like, well, this tastes just like Nan. So and that will pass on. So whether it be something small like something she said or something she's taught us, that will always kind of stay and pass on, as it does with most families as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Did anyone else want to contribute?
I think that there's a lot to take from the older generation, just in general, and I think the fact that we've had so much. I think a lot of people whose older family members live in other countries don't necessarily get to feel that closeness to them. But like James said, there's so many ways that you and Mum have implemented even just their teachings into our life. So mum will say, I never used to make oxtail because it's Nana's thing.
Yeah.
So we all know that Nana makes oxtail. Or mum taught me how to make
Absolutely.
Mum taught me how to make fruitcake Nana's way. Like, there's so many daily things that we learn. And I think also another thing is the gratitude for life. We always talk about how Aunt Zayda is always smiling. Like, it could be chucking it down with rain outside and she's got no fruit on her tree and she's just like she's just always happy.
And you know how she makes up those songs that she doesn't know the words for?
Yeah.
She'll just be singing the random.
And like
She'll just start singing these random tunes and
literally,
putting the wrong words together.
we went to Jamaica a couple of years ago and I have like this speaker. We have loads of them in our house because they all connect together. And one thing I love about Aunt Zayda is she's always wanting to learn more about us. So she's there, we've been there for the full 2 weeks and she's been seeing us use this speaker every night at dinner, every single night at dinner and by the pool and stuff. And on the last night, she said, what is this? And she made me talk to her about it. And she asked me if she could have it so she could take it to the beach with her best friend, Auntie Carlene. And I just think that desire to always be learning about something new is something that we can all implement into our lives as young people. So I think there's a lot to learn and a lot that we will continue to learn, even though Nana isn't here with us anymore. And even though we're not as close to Aunt Zayda because obviously we live on completely different sides of the world. So yeah.
But one of the great things is that I taught her to use her iPad. She's got an iPad. So she can now Skype and video call and everything else. And I don't know whether she does it when she does a video call with you, but every time she sees, every time the video actually comes up, she just starts laughing. You know? It's so cute, so gorgeous, so wonderful. So Miles, you thought I'd forgotten you.
Miles is here. I'm here.
Miles.
Hey.
I'm going to ask you to expose now. Before James moved in with you guys, what was it like growing up in a household of hormonal women?
Oh, I'll start off by saying it was definitely a challenge. It was a big challenge, but also in ways that I'm starting to find out as I get older, it was also a blessing.
Okay.
Purely because my understanding of women is fast tracked. It has to be fast tracked. Yeah. Definitely to live in this house and to cope with all these girls, your understanding has to be good, and also it's helped in things like my communication. I know that I have to communicate a lot. Girls love talking. So I've definitely got better at that. I'd say I understand females a lot more, and I'm blessed to be able to do that because of the girls that I live with. It's fun, but in the beginning it was definitely a challenge. Definitely had a few knocked heads, but we got here in the end, and I could definitely say it's a blessing. I understand a lot more, and I'm definitely grateful for it. Yeah.
Awesome. So here's a question. This is for any and all of you. People at the moment, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about COVID, but it can be about anything. Often people face challenges in families, and sometimes that drives them apart. What advice would you give to those families? Oh, by the way, my friend Karen in the US has just said, good husband material, Miles.
Karen's single.
No, she's a much older woman. She's old enough to be a grandmother, dear.
It's all right. Auntie Ruth will be fine with it.
So back to the question. What advice would you give to families that have faced some challenges that have driven them apart?
Yeah.
What would you suggest? I mean, in fact, I remember I had a conversation with you, James, the other day, and I think you used the term, it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late. But, any one of you can answer that question.
Yeah.
I think it's about trying to find friendship. So I find that people are also different. You have an added bonus when you're in a family with someone, when you grow up with someone, because you go through similar experiences. But I think it's trying to find likability in people that you live with and learning to forgive quickly, and also understanding each other's boundaries. So if people have, like, I don't know, split up because of some massive argument or whatever it is, I think the first step is to forgive, and then the second is to put those boundaries in place. And once you do that, it's like building a friendship after that kind of helps you to, like, not just love, but like the people that you're around. Like me and Tasha say to each other all the time, I like you, like I love you, obviously, because you're my sister, but I actually like you, like as a human being, you're pretty great. So I think it's trying to get to that level, which isn't easy for everyone, but if you make a conscious effort to do it, I think it becomes more natural, and so it becomes easy eventually. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd definitely say from mum and you as well, but from most of the females in our lives, all 5 of us, we've always been taught that you have to go about life as if family is all that you have. I've been through many stages where I've done things and I haven't told these guys, and I've just depended on my friends. And as much as my friends have supported me, it never compares to what you can get from family. And whether that's family that you talk to every day or family that you talk to 3 times a year, that's still family, and that connection is more than enough. So no matter what you've been through with a family member, or no matter what you're going through with a family member, I think it's important to remember that at the end of the day, I know it sounds so cliche, but that is family, and they're not replaceable. You can't replace your family members ever. Auntie Carol is on the other side of the world, but that's still my Auntie Carol. Do you know what I mean? That's my only blood auntie. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't check. That doesn't affect anything because you're family. So I think it's just that understanding of no matter how close you are to your friends, or no matter how much you consider your friends family is all you have forever. Family is the only consistent thing that is in your life. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
I don't know if you read some of these comments, but someone called Henry said, I need Ness as a psychologist.
We all do, H. We actually all do.
We all do.
Yeah.
One of my good friends in Port Harcourt, Alison. Alison was a friend that I didn't know when I first came to Nigeria. She's one of Auntie Maxine's friends, and Auntie Maxine introduced us, and she lives in Port Harcourt. She's from the UK. She was the one person that stepped up and really supported me when we lost Nan. And I had nobody at all. Alison says it talks about the challenges you face in your relationship. So, you know, communication is key, and it's one of those things that it's one of those things that we need to do, and it's something that I've learned to do. And I one of the things I think is really, really important is to understand that this is something I learned from your mum, actually, because your mum's one of the wisest people I know. One of the things that she taught me, and that I've learned particularly in the last 5 years, is to listen. You know, it's not every time that somebody says something negative to you that you need to react or respond or defend or argue back. Sometimes you actually need to understand, because what they're saying to you is their reality. In whatever you think, whatever your intention was, whatever your intention wasn't, it's their reality. And it's so important to listen and to communicate, and not to, you know, when someone comes to you with an issue or something that's going wrong, your automatic response should not be to say, yeah, but, you know, no, I did that because, no, but I didn't mean that. No, sometimes it's just wise to close your mouth, listen, process. Even if what they're saying doesn't sit well with you, sometimes it's best to do that. It's really, really important to do that, and to listen, and you know, that's something that you all learn to do. I even had to do it with my own son. You know, sometimes it's quite funny, because when I left, I think you were still quite immature. You know, you were an adult, you were still quite immature, and you were a young adult. And so I still see you as that. And then suddenly you're calling me and giving me advice. And, you know, sometimes I have to say, "Is this my boy? Seriously? Is this my boy?" It's
No,
really, really good.
I think.
So,
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah. No, what I
Go
think
ahead, Jay.
what's brilliant about that is no matter how old you are, you can always learn from people. So similar to what you were saying about Aunt Zada, about how you taught her how to use certain applications, or Tash taught about the speaker, you can learn from me. I'll learn from someone like Sian, for example, who's what, 14 years, 15 years difference. Wow. So, but I still can learn from her what I don't know from, what I can't learn from other people. So I guess no matter how old you are in life, you can always learn. Never kind of never. I mean, sometimes people get in this position where they try to disregard the youth, and that's a very dangerous place to be. When you start disregarding the thoughts and say, "No, I'm older than you. I know the answer." It's never the case. It's always important to take what everyone says on board.
And it's quite interesting because I live in a culture where the voices of the youth are generally not heard. You know, I'm not saying that they're never heard, but they're told to be quiet. To shut up. You know, you don't have. You know, you're just a child. Who do you think you are? You know, you don't have a right to say anything, and that can be sometimes quite a challenge. You know, so here's the question, and I'm sure I'm going to say to everybody that's online, both on Facebook and Instagram, they will understand this. People, and I know this for a fact because we've had this conversation before, people are often quite envious of your closeness. How do you deal with that?
To be honest, we welcome them in.
Yeah.
This household, if people are envious, feel free to come in, like, and join.
Yeah.
This house is always like, I mean, you guys have done it more than me. It's a safe haven. That's what we've kind of built in our family. So anyone that wants to come around within reason can. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you don't have to be envious when you can be part of it.
Yeah. There's never too much. There's no such thing. We all have something to offer to someone, and also it's not just about taking, it's about giving. So it's a give and take. People that come in also find that they can give to us too. We can learn from them. That there's no we're above anyone or any of, like, we're all together as one, and we learn a lot as a result of that.
And I think there's something really cool that we've all, I think, whether directly or indirectly learned, especially from Mum, is that to give to others doesn't mean to take away from what we have. We can still keep what we have so, like, precious, and it is something so special. You don't find it a lot. I would get people in primary school say to me, "Why don't you hate your brother?" Like, what? Like, why are you friends with him? And I'm like, he's a cool guy. But you don't have to take away from what we have together in order to help other people and to give to other people, and to also get and learn things from other people that we can bring into our own, like, sort of circle.
Yeah, I think also it goes back to kind of what we were saying before, how we've been brought up to understand that we are all each other has. So we often go places and Mum will say, "Yeah, this is the pack." People don't introduce their children as a pack. We are genuinely so tight knit and so close that we're literally like a pack of wolves. Like, we don't go anywhere without each other. We don't leave one person out. And it's so true what James is saying, how we welcome another person in. When people come into our house, they don't feel like an extra part, and that's because we make it so clear that they're not. Like, we're welcoming you in.
Hi, Elaine. Auntie Elaine's on board. Just say hi, Auntie Elaine.
Yeah, we welcome them with open arms because we genuinely want to. We genuinely like to help people. We know that what we have is something special. We know that it's a good thing. So we don't bring people in to be like, "Oh yeah, we're showing off." We bring people in because we're like, this is what it should be like. In my opinion, this is what all siblings should look like. This is what family is. So I don't do it because I'm like, yeah, I want to show off. Yeah, I do, but I don't need to, because you from afar can sit back and you already know how close we are.
Yeah.
So when we welcome people in, it's not because it's like, yeah, this is my sister and she's so cool, and this is my cousin, but he's basically my brother. It's because it's like, I want you to experience what I have because I want you to want it too. I want you to be a part of it. I want everyone to have an understanding of how beautiful this can be.
Yeah.
Good answer.
That's amazing. Have you ever had a circumstance where somebody had come in and out of jealousy tried to get between you?
No.
And if so,
I don't think.
I don't think we have.
I don't think we attract people that are like
No,
that generally, and
yeah.
I feel like we all because there are so many of us and we have big personalities, and also I think I have probably the wisest siblings of anyone that I've ever met. They're all so wise. So I feel like even if we do come across people that could be like that, we kind of are smart enough to spot it and not. This is, as much as we welcome people in, this is a sacred space.
Yeah.
So we're still quite particular about who it is that we let into this space, just because they're worth protecting. This is worth protecting. Yeah, so we have it's taught us to be able to, as Miles just said, be good judges of character, and so I don't think it's never got to that.
I also think a really cool thing is because we are quite similar in different ways.
The network's fine. You're clear.
You're good. Because we're all similar in quite different ways, all of our friends end up kind of being everyone's friends.
Yeah.
So like I know all of Mars's friends, we know all of James's friends. We'll talk about Chris like he's all of our friends, or we'll talk about Sienna's friend like they're all of our friends. It's like that there's no real need to get between anything because you can be involved in it. So yeah, I think that's beautiful.
And before I come to my final question, I just want to read some of the comments. Karen in the US is saying, when is the book coming out?
It's the book.
And my friend Shegun, who is from Warri, said that first of all, there is a special and wonderful bond amongst you. And when are you going to do the TED Talk? He's the one with connections. He's already done a TED Talk. So, we might have to hook you guys up, do something along those lines. Watching on Facebook from Manchester, she says that she said, welcome to her third son, James. James, Joseph, JJJ. So we're getting some really wonderful comments. Everyone's enjoying the conversation. So, apart from me, who is the single biggest influence on your life and why? And I want to start with each one of you. So let's start with Start with Miles.
Okay. Sorry, what was the question?
Who is the single biggest influence on your life and why? Apart from me. Although if you want to use me, I don't know.
Apart from you, I'd definitely say my mom. I'm pretty sure everyone here would agree. I've learned so much from mom. I've also, part of the man I am today, or a lot of it, is purely because of her. Things she's taught me. She's taught me to be patient. She's taught me to think. She's taught me to just sit back and relax and judge and think, kind of thing, which a lot of males that I've come across don't do a lot. I think that we mostly all act off instinct and impulse first, and I've definitely learned from her to not be so rash and so quick with things.
Impulsive. Yeah, you're a bit like me, Miles. Yeah. Yeah. Like me with that impulsiveness.
That's right. Yeah. So
you want to go next?
I'll go next. Go in order. Okay, so definitely it has to be my mum. It's not even a question.
Is she in the room listening to you? Is
absolutely. But she's just everything. I can't. There's so many things that I can't even begin to talk about. How just the person that I am, my nature has been improved by sort of almost contrasting with hers. I'm very meticulous, type A, like everything to be done in a certain time. She's the complete opposite. She's like, whatever will happen, let it be. And I've become a person that can kind of sit somewhere in the middle because that's what I've been taught for so long. Also, a side note, a huge influence in my life has been James.
Yeah.
Huge, huge. Honestly, one of the best males I know. And I think there's so much that I've learned from him, as much as, or if not more than what we've been able to teach him in the time that he's lived here. So yeah, big props to James. You're a great guy.
Thank you. I can go. Well, I can go next.
You go next, and then
Yeah.
we'll go.
So mine is as much as I mean, mine's a double answer, a triple answer actually. One, it's got to be you because you know, you brought me up and you have no fear. Like, you're in Nigeria by yourself. Like, you know how, yeah, I could not do that. Like, no matter how good of a man I could be, I could never go to Nigeria and live there by myself. Like, so part of you have no fear. You've brought me up to be the man I am without a dad being around. Like, you taught me how to shave. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, things that other people taught me, or like things that other people have with their dads. Obviously, some don't have their dads. I know that all of them rely on their mum, so I'm not surprised that everyone said Auntie because that's their mum. The way we've been brought up is that we love our mums and we cherish our mums, as much, and obviously dads as well. Because Uncle Tony's, big shout out to Uncle Tony as well. But it's just one of those ones. The second one has got to be my auntie and my godmother, Auntie Ruth, who's their mum. She's taken me from here to where I was already doing all right, but she's made me better. You know, I've improved like 10 times over. And lastly, it's all these guys because I wouldn't be where I am without, or how I am without them, because I've had to learn so much, but absolutely no regrets. Like, I mean, I'll be sad when I have to eventually move out, which Tasha says you're never moving out. So, but I mean, so it's a triple answer, even though you said single person. It's impossible to answer that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm similar to James. I don't really have one person that's influenced me. I mean, like these guys, I would say mum. I think we all have our own reasons that mum's been our influence. I think definitely the reason mum's my influence is her drive. She will never give up, like, ever. She'll come home from a day at work. She's left at 8. She'll work. She'll get home at 10, and she'll carry on working. And as much as it led her to some unhealthy times and some really trying times, that didn't stop her. Like, she had brain surgery similar around this time last year. 3 weeks after her brain surgery,
She's back working online.
she was back trying to work online. Like, there's no stopping her. And I think for me, that's amazing. I've had probably the best upbringing in the best situation out of all of us, I would say. And I've lived in a good area. I've been to a good school and everything like that. And that's because mum never gave up. She knew where she wanted to be. She knew what situation she wanted her kids to be brought up in, and she didn't stop until she got there. And she's finally there where she can live more comfortably, and she can give us what we want, less so of just what we need. And I think for me, that's just so inspirational, because no matter where she came from, she knew where she wanted to be, and she didn't let anything stop her from getting there. Which is a big thing for me, I think.
You answered that.
And that's the baby. And Auntie Denise says, and Auntie Dee said, and she dragged you to Jamaica when you were a toddler. In fact, you were in the belly.
Yeah. You did.
That's amazing. Did I hear from everybody? Yes, I think I heard. Oh, go on, Vanessa. Now we've not got long left, so let's keep it short, because I want to round up with some conclusions at the end of it. So off you go, Van.
So mine is similar to these guys. I think my biggest singular influence in my life has to be mum. For me, the reason why I feel so influenced by her is because she's taught me the power of vulnerability in a way that I don't think I've seen anywhere else. And she's taught me the power in failing, if that makes any sense. So a fail isn't a fail, because it's a chance to go again and to succeed next time. And I think I've learned that a lot from mum. I don't know. There was a work situation one time. We were in Jamaica and something happened with her work. Her work basically collapsed. And it was in that moment, she actually went to Nana's grave and she came up with a business plan in that moment. So what was meant to be a failure and get her down, it actually birthed something more beautiful. And another reason is because she's taught me what it means to be a queen. So she's taught me that a princess is someone that you're royal, you're still royalty, but you can do what you want and get away with it. But a queen understands the importance of her kingdom and everything that means. And I think it's been amazing to watch, but also amazing to learn. Also, I am hugely influenced by the various men that have come into my life and taught me the other side, because I feel like I've been balanced because mum and dad, but mum has placed positive male influences in our lives, whether it's my cousin, my brother, uncles, godfathers. I've never felt that much of a gap, and it's because mum understands that for me there's certain gaps she can't fill, and so she'll put someone there to help do that. And lastly, it's definitely my siblings. I'm so influenced by them every day. I think me and Catherine like share a room, so we're so opposite. It's actually a joke. Like, I'm someone that is more likely to react straight away, like you said, Auntie, whereas Tasha's more like, okay, I'm gonna sit with it. And I've had to learn that so much from Tasha. Tiana's so much like me, so I watch her, it's like watching myself. I'm learning that way. James and I are so different, but I'm learning so much from him. I'm learning I'm learning so much from him. And me and Miles are similar, but not at the same time. So I'm learning different things from him too. So yeah.
And that big shout out to our nan as well.
Yeah.
And to yours and my auntie's mom, because that's kind of passed down. So she's taught you two how to graft and how to work hard and the importance of family. And now it's gone through us, and then we'll better that with our children.
Yeah.
Just went to close on that as well.
And so, you know, just in the closing comments, because we are coming close to the end of this broadcast, I feel like we've only just started. You know, one of the things that was important
to me
when Nan died, one of my greatest stories, and one of my probably the reason I was so nervous today was because it's one of my proudest moments. You know, I am able to interact and to watch you and to smile and listen to the amazing, reading all the amazing comments that are coming up about Auntie Ruth, about me, about you guys. You know, Karen in the US says that you chose to lead this group in Nigeria shows the level of commitment. And Denise said that who does that? A virtual family. You know, when you were talking about all the things that your mum has done for you, she's truly a virtual family. And I have to say that I thank God first and foremost for placing all of us in that family. I thank God for the deep age groups that we have had the benefit of the experience in Aunt Dana, in Auntie Elaine, in all of those, in Nan, and all of those that have gone before. And I'm going to take this opportunity to publicly say I value and love my sister to the core. The wisdom that she has, the way that she sticks with you no matter what, no matter how bad I get, no matter how good I am, she's always tried and she's always seen the best of me. And the evidence of all of that is you guys. The evidence of all of that is you guys. I celebrate you. I love you. I miss you. I have no idea when to see you again. But I love you. Marie's online. She says, you guys are a wonderful family. Marie from Jamaica. We love you. And there's so many wonderful comments. People are just saying, what an incredible positive era. I love you. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you, Mo. Bye.
Oh, it's done. Hey, well done, guys.
Well done, guys.